Right now, in a fortified command bunker beneath the mountains of Pakistan, military officers are sitting in front of computer screens, watching a digital countdown clock. The clock is not counting down to a launch. It is counting down to the moment when Pakistan will have no choice left but to launch. That moment, according to multiple defense analysts who have studied Pakistan's nuclear doctrine, arrives exactly 8 minutes after India fires the first conventional missile across the line of control in Kashmir. 8 minutes is the window Pakistan has to decide whether the Indian strike is the beginning of a full invasion or just another border skirmish. 8 minutes is how long Pakistani commanders have to determine whether their country is about to be overrun by Indian tanks and troops. And 8 minutes is all the time Pakistan has to launch its nuclear weapons before India's second wave of missiles destroys every Pakistani launch site, command bunker, and radar station across the country. This is not a theoretical scenario. This is Pakistan's official nuclear doctrine, publicly stated by Pakistani military officials, and it has been in effect since 2011. By the end of this video, you will fully understand why Pakistan has adopted the most dangerous nuclear policy on Earth, why India is forced to plan a nuclear first strike in response, why the United States cannot stop either country from stumbling into a nuclear war, and why the 8-minute countdown between a border incident and a nuclear holocaust is the single greatest threat to human civilization that almost nobody is paying attention to. Let us start with the basic geography, because the terrain is the entire problem. The line of control in Kashmir is a 450-mile-long ceasefire line that separates Indian-controlled Kashmir from Pakistani-controlled Kashmir. It runs through some of the highest and most hostile mountain terrain on Earth. Both countries have military outposts, observation posts, and artillery batteries dug into the mountains on both sides of the line. Gunfire across the line of control happens almost every week. Soldiers die almost every month. Neither side ever pulls back. This dispute has been going on since 1947, when British colonial rule ended and the Indian subcontinent was partitioned into India and Pakistan. The Maharaja of Kashmir, a Hindu ruler governing a Muslim-majority population, chose to join India rather than Pakistan. Pakistan has never accepted that decision. 3 full-scale wars and countless border skirmishes later, Kashmir remains the unresolved core of India-Pakistan hostility. And now that hostility is armed with over 300 nuclear warheads combined. The Indian military, which is nearly 3 times larger than Pakistan's, has the overwhelming advantage in any conventional war. India has 1.4 million active-duty soldiers, compared to Pakistan's 560,000. India's defense budget is 8 times larger. India operates advanced fighter jets, aircraft carriers, ballistic missile submarines, and one of the most sophisticated air defense networks in Asia. Pakistan, by every conventional military measure, would lose a full-scale war with India in a matter of weeks. And that is exactly why Pakistan built nuclear weapons in the first place. Pakistan tested its first nuclear weapon in 1998, 6 days after India conducted its own nuclear tests. The message from Pakistan was clear. If India ever tries to invade and occupy Pakistan, Pakistan will use nuclear weapons to stop them. And Pakistan did not build this capability alone. China, which has its own border disputes with India and fought a war with India in 1962, has been Pakistan's primary nuclear and missile technology partner for decades. Chinese assistance helped Pakistan develop both its plutonium production facilities and its ballistic missile delivery systems. This means any nuclear crisis between India and Pakistan automatically involves China, the world's second-largest economy, and a nuclear superpower with its own strategic interests in the region. But here is where it gets really dangerous. In 2011, Pakistan publicly announced a new nuclear doctrine that went far beyond simple deterrence. Pakistan declared that it would use nuclear weapons first, not in response to an Indian nuclear attack, but in response to a conventional Indian invasion that threatened Pakistan's territorial integrity. This is called a first-use doctrine, and it is the most destabilizing nuclear policy any country has ever adopted. It means Pakistan does not wait to be nuked before it launches its own nukes. Pakistan launches the moment it believes India is about to win a conventional war. To make this threat credible, Pakistan has developed a family of short-range tactical nuclear missiles specifically designed for battlefield use. The Nasser missile system, with a range of just 60 kilometers, is designed to carry a nuclear warhead small enough to destroy an advancing Indian armored division without causing massive civilian casualties in Pakistani cities. Pakistan has publicly stated it has deployed these weapons with forward military units near the Indian border. That means the decision to use nuclear weapons in a crisis would not require approval from the highest levels of government. It would be in the hands of battlefield commanders who might have minutes to decide. Now, stop and think about what that means for India. Indian military planners know that if they ever cross the line of control in force, if they ever launch a major ground offensive into Pakistani territory, Pakistan will respond with tactical nuclear weapons aimed at Indian tank columns, air bases, and troop concentrations. That means India cannot afford to fight a slow, grinding conventional war with Pakistan. The moment the war starts, India has to destroy Pakistan's nuclear arsenal before Pakistan can use it. That is not a theory. That is India's actual military strategy, and it is called cold start. The cold start doctrine, developed by the Indian military after the 2001 Parliament attack, is designed to allow India to mobilize and strike deep into Pakistani territory within 48 to 72 hours of a terrorist attack or border provocation. The goal is to hit Pakistan so hard and so fast that Pakistan does not have time to decide whether to launch its nuclear weapons. But here is the problem. Pakistan knows about cold start. Pakistani military officers have read the same strategic analysis that every defense expert has read. They know that if India ever decides to go to war, India's first move will be a massive missile and airstrike aimed at destroying Pakistan's nuclear weapons before Pakistan can launch them. So, Pakistan has built a nuclear strategy designed to counter cold start. Pakistan keeps its nuclear warhead separated from its missiles during peacetime. But the moment tensions rise, Pakistan begins mating warheads to missiles and dispersing mobile launches across the country. Pakistani doctrine calls for launching nuclear weapons on warning, meaning Pakistan will fire the moment Pakistani radar detects Indian missiles inbound, even before those missiles hit their targets. That is the 8-minute window. From the moment Indian missiles leave their launch sites to the moment they hit Pakistani targets is roughly 8 to 10 minutes. Pakistan has to decide in that 8-minute window whether to launch its nuclear weapons or lose them. And here is what makes this even more dangerous. Both India and Pakistan have developed short-range, low-altitude cruise missiles specifically designed to evade each other's early warning radars. These missiles fly so low and so fast that radar detection time is reduced to just 3 or 4 minutes. Neither country has a reliable satellite-based early warning system like the United States or Russia. Both countries depend on ground-based radars that can be jammed, destroyed, or simply bypassed by low-flying missiles. That means both India and Pakistan are operating in a fog of uncertainty where every missile launch, every radar signature, and every intelligence report could be the beginning of a nuclear first strike. And neither country has the luxury of time to figure out whether the threat is real or a false alarm. The history of nuclear close calls in South Asia is not reassuring. In 2019, after a terrorist attack in Pulwama killed 40 Indian soldiers, India launched airstrikes deep into Pakistani territory. Pakistan shot down an Indian fighter jet and captured the pilot. For 48 hours, both countries were on the brink of a full-scale war. According to reports from U.S. intelligence officials, Pakistan began moving nuclear weapons out of storage and preparing them for potential use. The crisis only ended when Pakistan returned the captured pilot and both sides pulled back from the edge. But the incident proved that the 8-minute scenario is not a distant hypothetical. It almost happened in 2019, and it could happen again tomorrow. Now, here is where this starts affecting the United States and the rest of the world. The United States has defense partnerships with both India and Pakistan. The U.S. sells advanced military equipment to India as part of a strategic partnership aimed at countering China. The U.S. also provides military aid to Pakistan and depends on Pakistani cooperation for intelligence on Afghanistan and Central Asia. If India and Pakistan go to war, the United States will be forced to choose a side or try to remain neutral while two nuclear-armed countries destroy each other. American intelligence agencies have war-gamed this scenario dozens of times. The consensus is that if Pakistan uses even a single tactical nuclear weapon on Indian forces, India will retaliate with a massive nuclear strike aimed at destroying Pakistan's remaining arsenal and decapitating the Pakistani government. Pakistan, facing annihilation, will launch everything it has left. The result, according to multiple studies, would be between 50 and 125 nuclear detonations in a span of less than 24 hours. The immediate death toll from the blasts, firestorms, and radiation would be somewhere between 50 million and 125 million people. That is more than twice the entire death toll of World War II compressed into a single day. And the long-term effects would be even worse. The smoke and ash from burning cities would rise into the upper atmosphere and block sunlight across the northern hemisphere. Global temperatures would drop by several degrees Celsius. Crop failures would trigger mass starvation across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. This is not science fiction. This is the scientific consensus based on climate modeling and historical data from volcanic eruptions. A nuclear war between India and Pakistan would not just kill hundreds of millions of people in South Asia. It would trigger a global famine that could kill billions. And the 8-minute countdown that starts this catastrophe could begin tomorrow over a border skirmish that neither government intended to escalate. So here is the question that matters. Is the 8-minute nuclear window between India and Pakistan the most underestimated existential threat facing humanity right now? A ticking time bomb that could detonate at any moment and plunge the world into nuclear winter? Or is the fear overblown, and the mutual terror of annihilation is actually keeping both sides from ever crossing the line? One side says this is the most dangerous flashpoint on Earth, and the world is ignoring it. The other side says deterrence is working, and as long as both sides know the cost, neither will ever pull the trigger. Write your answer in the comments, because the people who say this is an imminent catastrophe and the people who say the system is holding are about to have the most important argument on this channel.